Hi everyone, welcome to another QBO tip. Last week I told you about the new online bill payment solution built right into QuickBooks Online called Melio. This week, however, I am going to go a bit deeper into bank feeds, specifically some of the advanced settings that most people don't even know about. With that, let's jump right into our test company and get to it. Okay, I'm in the banking center or transaction center in good old Craig's Design. Most of the time when I tell you to go to the gear icon, I'm talking about this guy way up here in the top right. But when you're in the banking center, in the banking screens, there is another gear icon in your workspace down here, just above the action column here. This, my friends, is the advanced settings. There's a number of things that we can do here. So let's just go through them as quickly as I'm able to, at least. The first thing you'll notice is that you can change some columns. You can add a column for check number, add or remove your payee column here. Another thing you can do is you can change this spent and receive columns and condense that down to one amount column with positives and negatives. That's the show amounts in one column option here. I don't like it, but it's there if you want it. Another one of your options is grouping. So turning on the grouping, most of the time will just group you by months here. Pretty handy if you're just trying to bang out a specific period's worth of transactions. So we have an editable date field. So if I look at one of my transactions here, just kind of click into it to get the additional information, we can't change the date, but if we check that box off, you can see that now I have a date field that I can edit. Very handy if you're writing checks manually outside of QuickBooks and you need to get them to be a different date than cleared. End of period issues is generally what you'd see that on. The next one is copy bank detail to memo. So if you click that, you'll see that the memo field here populates with what the bank detail says. Now, normally this bank detail will be the description in the line item in the transaction when you accept it. So you can use this as you need it. The next one is pretty handy. It's show suggested rules. Typically, when you add two transactions with the same or similar bank detail here, it will suggest that you create a rule for that. Now, you may go through and keep saying no, no, or don't show me this again. So those suggested rules may not show up anymore. If you want to bring them back, just make sure that show suggested rules here is checked. And if the suggestions are annoying you, you can come here and just turn them off. The next one I have is show bank details. If we look at our description column up here, it doesn't exactly match what the bank detail is. If we want to make those the same, we would just click that box there, and now you see that the description you have in your bank feed workspace will match what the bank detail says. This can be especially handy if you are trying to do something with rules or there is a description that Intuit is pulling that doesn't exactly match what that bank detail should be or would tell you. The next one is enable suggested categorization. So normally when I enter a transaction, let's just take our A1 rental here and we add it. So now you see A1 rental is that category that I put it to, and it is now green. So green means that, hey, we recognize the details or part of the details from this transaction from something that you just did. This is where you put it last time. Would you like to do it again? Anything with the black text here instead of the green, Intuit's just wildly guessing. So be sure to review all of those. At any rate, if you don't want it to make those suggestions, if you don't want this green text and for it to change other things in the bank feed, you'd uncheck that and you can turn it off. So the last thing I have is the one that I like the most. It is the page size. So you can have up to 300 transactions showing in your bank feed at any one time. If you have a lot of transactions, this is very handy. You can make sure you see all or most or at least a lot of transactions, and you can do different groupings, different sortings in order to chunk process your transactions and not having a straggler out there on some other page. So I almost always go by default to change mine to 300 per page, but that's just me. It's a personal setting, personal choice. So I hope that helps you guys out, and thanks so much for watching.